Here we go. And for the sake of expediency, I'm going to implement this demonstration with just one player, since the elements are the same for all players involved. So at the beginning of the game, you have your home city marker. Now I'm choosing yellow right now. That means any of the cities inside of the yellow I can choose as my home city. Now this will be the player's start and end spot. So you start like this with your home city. I'm choosing Tulsa. And then you put your truck pawn right next to it. That is the very first step of the game. The individual setup for the game beginning is you got your scorecard, cup of coffee card, your scoring pawn that tracks your score, and each player is dealt 10 freight cards at the beginning in the deal. Now, the freight cards, you're dealt 10, and players can keep up to 3. And they're color coded to match the map to keep the game moving quickly. And you want to try to get cards that are as close to your home city as you can to get a quick start. Sometimes you don't, sometimes you do, and you just kind of got to go with what the cards give you. That's the beginning of that. The cup of coffee card is a one-time use card. Its powers are you can roll again, which entitles another full turn. You can cancel a truck stop card. That might be a penalty. Or move the roadblock. You can, and this is a game element, during the game you can block a highway just like that. And this card can only be used on your turn. The game die is an 8-sided die with 3 through 6 repeated on both sides, and an R for the roadblock. If you roll the R, you must move the roadblock to a new location, and when you re-roll, if you roll the R again, you just keep rolling until you get a number. That is your basic introductory setup of the game, and we'll move on to the next step of activating your freight cards. The next step of the game, after the initial deal, is choosing your cards. I've got a Kansas City to Augusta card, and then from there I've got a Boston to Spokane, and then from Spokane I have a Laramie to Nashville. Now the goal is to try to link up your cards to get as little dead space in between them to kind of keep yourself moving in a profitable manner. And so basically on your turn, I'm going to Kansas City. I just roll. I have reached Kansas City. Now in this turn, what I would do, I would say I am picking up in Kansas City. This card gets turned over just like this next to your scorecard. It's that easy. You are now activated, and when you complete this, your payout will be 3 cargo and 3 coins, which will be tracked. The cargo is tracked on your scorecard, and the coins will be paid out from the banker. Delivery on your freight card. As you can see, I've been rolling the die to get up towards Augusta, Maine. So I am basically one turn away. I will do this. I will say I am delivering in Augusta. Then you will get the payout for the card. The freight card goes underneath your scorecard, just like that. And that is the end of the turn. And that is how you pick up and deliver your freight. Quick overview on what I call overlapping freight cards. That is where you have one card that delivers in a city and your next card in your hand picks up in the same city. So I will simulate this. I have a card going from Wichita to Indianapolis. So I'm one space off. I roll, and then to finish this turn, I will say I'm delivering in Indianapolis. You receive the payout. And that is the end of your turn. Now, since you're picking up in the same city, Indianapolis, and you're going out to Portland, your next turn, your turn actions are reversed. And so your first thing you'll do is you'll say, I am picking up. You'll activate this card, and then you roll the die, and you start moving en route to your new destination. One of the things that makes Cargo Kings very unique is that the game board is completely symmetrical. It's not from city to city, but each color coordinated section of the board has the same number of freight cards going in as it has going out. So there is no advantage to starting in, say, what you think is like a great place like Nashville as compared to like Vegas or Tampa, because the freight cards, as the game proceeds, can kind of play against you and they can kind of play for you depending on what you draw, because of the nature of the game board being symmetrical. And that creates very high game parity and keeps scoring very tight. Endgame scenario. I'm going to walk through a quick tutorial on the endgame scenario for the game. Now, as you can see, there are 3 different endgames. If you want to play a shorter game, you can play it at 15, 20, or 25. And in this simulation, I'm playing to 25. I am currently at 24 points. Now, I have my next card coming up is from Portland to Augusta. I'll pay 5 cargo and 6 coins when I finish, which would put me at 29 points. As soon as a player reaches the highlighted white number or passes it on their card that they're completing, they cannot complete any more freight cards, and they must return to their home city to initiate the final turn of the game. Whoever reaches the scoring threshold first and gets back to their home city, from that point, every other player gets 1 more turn and the game is done. And then once you count all the coins and points, everybody gets out the bonuses after you count the points. Now, a quick note on the cup of coffee card right here. That is a very strategic one-time use card, and as the game proceeds, endgame tension will build, and that it will behoove you to use it wisely, either to block an opponent with the roadblock or to give yourself an extra turn. Its ending game scenarios are typically kind of wild with this game because scoring is so tight, and frequently 2 to 3 players will be within the end game scenario right here at the same time, and it's kind of a race for home, and it gets a little manic, and it's great. In closing, Cargo Kings is a great game for people of all ages, and it is highly competitive, yet very easy learning curve that you can pick it up very quickly. And thank you for your interest in my game. I hope you love it as much as I do. Thank you. Have a great day.